Howdy, FTM Kickstarters. It's Travis coming at you. This is topic number 3, coming out. I kind of talked about this in the previous topic. I didn't realize we were going to do a whole separate video about it, so no big deal. I'll go into a little bit more in depth. Like I said in my previous video, I started coming out to people pretty much from the get-go of kind of figuring things out. I started coming out to people after I put 2 and 2 together and figured out and came to the realization I was trans. I started coming out to my friends that I was performing with at the time. So I mean, from that get-go, those people were pretty easy to come out to. We had a couple other trans guys that were performing in our group, so it wasn't like a big surprise issue or anything like that. A lot of the people that I performed with had already had the whole other guys coming out to them, so that part went kind of smooth. We just kind of had a group meeting, and just kind of told everybody that I identified as transsexual and I was going to start down my path to transition. So those friends were kind of easy to come out to. I'm pretty sure I started slowly telling more friends. Depending on how close I was with them, I sent some people kind of messages on Facebook, text messages, phone calls. I have a lot of friends that live in different states, so I can't exactly just be like, hey, let's go have a drink, I have something to tell you. But for the most part, most of my friends took it pretty good. It wasn't really a shock because I had already had pretty similar haircut to what I have now, and I had been performing drag, and people knew that some of the people I hung out with referred to me as a guy and stuff like that. So coming out to a lot of people really wasn't that big of an issue as far as friends wise. I did lose a lot of friends initially. Some of the people that I went to high school with that I told kind of dropped off the face of the earth for a little while after I first told them and changed all my stuff on Facebook and changed my gender to male and all that jazz. They just kind of, I mean, they didn't really defriend me on Facebook, but they just kind of didn't talk to me as much, which kind of hurt because some of these people were good friends of mine in high school. Other people, like I said, they didn't really care. My best friend, Rich, I told him that, hey, I'm going to be a man, and he was like, okay. And that was pretty much the gist of it. So I mean, like, I think the people that really knew me for me and hung out with me a lot and, were some of my better friends, kind of had a feeling that something was going to come along. Like I said, I did lose a couple friends, but they started coming back around. And sometimes I think people just kind of, when you come out to them, they kind of get a little strange because they don't really know what's going on or how to take it or what to say, especially people that you've known for a long while. So just kind of expect that to happen and don't really hold it against them if they don't voice their disapproval of it, or they're not like, yeah, alright, high five, let's go out and celebrate when you first tell them that, hey, I'm trans. Sometimes you just gotta give people time to process. Like I said, that happened with a bunch of my friends, and they've slowly come back. A lot of the friends that were good friends of mine in high school, they talk to me now, as well as a bunch of people that never talked to me in high school all of a sudden now talk to me. So it's been kind of a strange thing, the whole coming out on Facebook and transition and jazz like that. Like I said in the previous video, as far as my parents came out, I came out to my dad right away, and then I came out to my mom a year after I was on hormones. My dad took it really well. My mom took a little bit longer, but like I said before, I wrote both of them pretty detailed letters about my feelings and what was going to happen and what my plans to do stuff were and everything else like that. But now everything's okay. My parents are totally cool with it. My siblings, I just kind of called on the phone, the ones that live out of state, and told them. But none of them really had any issues with it either. What else was I going to say? Work. I came out at work right before I changed my name. So I came out at work like May, June of 2009. I worked for a larger corporation, so coming out at work really wasn't that big of a deal. I had told a couple of people that I'm close with at work that I was trans and that I was going to change my name and start having my transition process start and whatnot like that. But for the vast majority of people at work, they didn't know, outside of the fact that, you know, I had short hair and I dressed like a guy and everything else like that. They still only knew me by my birth name. So I had to talk to our HR department as well as our diversity department. Had to get together with all these people along with my managers and kind of have a big meeting and put out a timetable of how the whole coming out at work transition process was going to go for me personally. They had some classes that I wasn't able to attend. Obviously, we brought in a specialist to give a informational session, question and answer session for everybody that I work with. Took about 3 days to do all that jazz. But it was pretty smooth. There's some people that obviously weren't okay with it, so they don't talk to me anymore. They talked to me before, but after all these meetings and I came out and did all my name change stuff, they obviously didn't talk to me anymore. You have to expect it. Not everybody's going to be okay with you coming out to them. Everyone's going to have their different opinions, so you have to just kind of know that when you go to come out to somebody, you can't expect them to support you all the time. So you have to know that there's a possibility that they're not going to be okay with it, or they're not going to be able to process everything at once. So don't get down if you come out to somebody and they don't jump on board right away. Like I said, give them some time to adjust, give them some time to understand, and just let them come to you in their own time. I'm trying to see real quick what else I'm supposed to. Partner. I don't remember if I was dating anybody when I started coming out. I know I've been dumped several times for being trans. But at the time of my initial coming out, I don't honestly remember if I was dating anybody, so I don't really have any coming out in that sense. I usually tell everybody before I date them. I don't have any kids. Told all my siblings, my friends. So I think that that's pretty much my whole jazz. Like I said, I pretty much came out through letters, through text messages, through emails, through phone conversations, through face-to-face conversations. Coming out's hard. It's not easy. Coming out as trans was definitely 10 times harder than coming out as a lesbian to people. So, yeah, just be strong if you're working on coming out. If you're thinking about coming out, be strong. Rely on people, reach out to the networks on YouTube or Facebook, and make sure you have a strong support base before you start coming out, in the event that people aren't totally okay and jumping on board. It's better to have 1 or 2 or 3 people, you know, or even a bunch of people that are okay with you, that can support you in the event that you have a bad bump in your road of coming out, because it's not always going to be a smooth road. So, as always, if you have any questions for me, post them below the video, send me messages on YouTube. More than happy to answer them. and to the best of my ability. And I hope everybody has a good week, and we'll see you next time. See ya.